Hey guys, this is Joe from Joe's Corner, and we're going to be looking at some tips and tricks. We're going to be looking at, some cool little things you can do in Force of Will. So the first tip we're going to be talking about is moving between your battle phase and your main phase. So unlike in other card games like Magic, Force of Will has kind of a fluid combat system where you can enter your battle phase and exit your battle phase. So in this example, I've attacked with Guinevere, and then I play the other Guinevere's ability to draw 2 cards. Luckily, I've drawn into Lancelot, so I can play him with his Swiftness ability. Since I attacked with the Guinevere, it might be possible that I baited out some blocks from the opponent, or possibly some spells, which clears a way for my Lancelot to attack. The next tip we're going to be talking about is Summoning Sickness. Summoning Sickness differs a little bit from other card games also. Basically, Summoning Sickness ends if a Resonator has been under your control since the start of any player's turn. In this example, Zach passes a turn. As soon as my turn starts, Guinevere is going to lose her Summoning Sickness, and Zach can activate her ability at any time. So, this can be helpful if I decide to maybe destroy Guinevere on my turn. The next tip is actually pretty simple, but I see a lot of players fail to do this. The basic idea behind this tip is to always activate an ability of your Resonator in response to it being destroyed. So in this example, I'm going to Thunder Guinevere. Zach, in response, is going to sacrifice her and allow her to draw 2 cards and discard 1 card. Now, even if the effect doesn't seem to do anything, like 200 damage from Tama, that damage could come in handy later in the turn. In this next example, I'm going to talk about Floating Will in response to abilities. Now this is kind of like the last tip, and you always kind of want to use your Resonator's ability in response to it being destroyed. So in this example, Zach's going to play Hook and target 2 of my stones. Now obviously, I want to float my 2 mana in response to the ability. This mana could come in hand later in the game. So basically I'm going to tap to float my mana, those 2 will go back on the top of my deck, but during the whole rest of that turn, I'll have that 2 mana. Now another example of this is with some J rulers. So I'm going to activate a Mars ability here. Sometimes it'll be Soul, but Zach's going to attempt to Moonbeam him. Now what I can do is, even though it's Moonbeam, I can actually float my 11 mana counters in response to the Moonbeam. So when he floats back over, I'll still have them. Now this last tip isn't really game specific, but it's more ruler specific. This is something cool you can do if you're playing Lilius Petal. So in this example, Zach has all of his cards up for the Lilius Petal activate ability. So I'm going to draw my card, and then before I untap my stones, Zach's going to use this priority phase to activate his ability. He's going to sack his 2 Resonators and the Killing Stone to play the Mana Core. Now this is absolutely devastating if I'm top decking or only have 1 card in hand. Because I'm looking for answers off the top of my deck, the Fox player is able to make sure that I have no outs that I can go to, as well as just leave me unable to cast anything in my main phase. Okay, so those are all the tips I have for you guys. Most of it is just kind of general game knowledge, and some of it is tip specific. And if you guys like this, let me know, leave some comments, subscribe, and let me know if you would like any more of these in the future.